Hello, everybody. Welcome or welcome back. My name is Monique, and I'm on a financial health journey to create an inheritance for the generations to come. And I want to do that through consistency and discipline. First, I'd like to just say thank you to anyone that's liked, commented, or even subscribed to my channel. I appreciate the love and I thank you so much. I truly did start this page, and this page is designed really to help hold myself accountable. But I do understand, recognize, respect, and appreciate anyone that's decided to be on this journey with me. There is definitely something to having that support of a community. So if you are on this journey with me, thank you, thank you, thank you. Today I am here to do a paycheck budget with me for the first paycheck that I will receive in October. This is going to be just around that first paycheck. I did not do the monthly budget with me this time around. I find that one is a little bit more difficult for me just because sometimes that second paycheck of a certain month actually carries over into the following month for the bills that you need to cover. So some people run their months differently so that they can be able to close out that monthly budget at the end of the month, just depending on how they handle their bills. But for me, I like to have a calendar month. And so because of that, that monthly closeout was causing me some angst because I could not close it out until the all of the other bills went through, even if it was in the next month, and it just made things a little bit more difficult for me. It could just be the way that I'm wired and the way that my brain works. And so with that, this is now going to take place of my monthly budget. I'm going to pull out the calendar. I found this online, the vertical calendar layout, and I am going to just document all of the different bills on this particular monthly view. I'm going to go in a little bit closer again, and I am going to actually see if I can get the camera in a little bit closer too. Let's see if that works. Okay, there you go. All right, so when you're looking here, so for October, you'll notice that there are some bills that are outlined here, and they may have a gray dot next to them. It is a little bit difficult to see on the iPad, so I apologize for that. Let me see if I can close the window a little bit. Maybe that'll help some. We'll see. But those all are covered with the check that I received in September. So September the 22nd, if I'm not mistaken. You have your brown payday sign up here, up at the top, and for the 6th, and then all of the bills that I need to pay for with that paycheck have the brown dot next to them, and then you have this peachy pink kind of color. Same thing applies. All of the bills that are going to be covered by this particular paycheck that I get on the 20th, you see those here outlined in the pink. And some of that goes over into November. So here, all of these bills that are in this big line that you see here, all of those are November bills. I just document them here just as a reminder that the check that I receive on the 20th have to take care of those. So this is my monthly view going forward. And, I did add some stickers just to make it cute and pretty. But that's where we are with that. And then here are my items that I need to make sure I'm covering for the paycheck that I'm going to receive on this coming Friday, October the 6th. So with that, let's go in a little bit tighter here. And then you can see up here at the top, I have documented the different savings challenges that I have in play right now. So these 4 I've already rolled for Glamopoly, so I know that was going to be $10. I did my scratch off, that was $10. I did the mini challenge, like which of the envelopes I wanted to fill up for that one, that's $10. And then I do a paycheck challenge where the date for whatever day I get paid, I want to save that amount. I'm getting paid on the 6th, so that'll be $6. So for me, that's going to be a total of $36. Now, the key thing about that is that I've got it documented here as a part of my paycheck budget that I'm going to, on the paycheck that I'm going to receive on Friday. But what I'm really trying to do is, over the last 2 weeks, my variable expenses, I've really worked hard at not spending all of that money. And one in particular, one category in particular, the miscellaneous category, I give myself $40 every week. Whatever I don't spend out of that $40, I put into my savings jar. And my hope is I will have saved the $36 from that miscellaneous category over the past 2 weeks. So I'll have the money to put in the savings challenge, but I won't actually have to pull it from my paycheck that I'm going to get on Friday. And if that works, that's what I'm going to try and do going forward. Try to use the money that I can save from my variable expenses to fund my savings challenges, and let's hope that it works. So here for income, my pay is documented here. Any rollover that I have, I take out car and pet insurance. Those are automatically deducted from my paycheck. I also go ahead and remove my tithes as well. That is whatever I pay in tithes, it's between me and Jesus. And it comes up to this as the total amount as far as my budget is concerned, $2,425. Now, you used to see my daughter's information here as well. She would pay me rent, and then out of the rent, I would take care of her student loans. And then whatever was left out of that would be a part of the budget for that particular paycheck. Since she is unemployed, although she is getting unemployment, she is unemployed right now, and she is she's taking some courses to become a behavioral technician. That's what she's always wanted to do, but she got lured in by the money. She was making really good money. She was getting bonuses and stuff, and now that that's no longer there and she got laid off from the job, she's kind of going back to what really her passion is, which I am actually pretty grateful about that. So since she's already making strides, she's already signed up for a coursework that she can do. She's got a prep as far as the certification is concerned. She's already covered those costs. I told her she does not have to worry about paying me any money as far as rent is concerned out of her unemployment, and we'll figure all of that out. So you won't see her numbers factored in here at all. My hope is that the certification and stuff will happen, and it will happen pretty quickly, so that she can get back to being gainfully employed. So that's the only numbers. This is the number we're working with, the 2425. Next, for sinking funds, I was contributing $400 before. Again, we're having to make some adjustments because my income now has adjusted. So now I'm going to be looking at $300 for the total as far as my sinking funds that I want to give. With that said, you'll notice a dash by Corinne's name, and that's pretty good. That's a good news story because I was contributing $100 every check for her because I have that those amounts that I have to take care of as far as her chorus and her theater dues and trips and events, etc. But her father is now providing me money, and that money is what we'll be using to pay for those things. So he's already started to send that over. He sent some over this week. He knows what the need is. He knows when it has to be taken care of, and he's assuming that responsibility. So I can put a dash next to her name, which is pretty cool because I have $400 I usually save. I had to back that out down to $300, so removed $100 from it, and I was putting $100 into Corinne, and now I don't have to anymore. So that really helps out. So now we got to just work out how we're going to spend this $300 here. So I'm going to put property insurance always has to be $75, and $5 for Jim's business. Although my business creates its own money based on the revenue or the sales that I have, and then I use that money to purchase things that I need to. I do want to contribute a little bit to it just in case there are some costs that I have to handle and I don't have any particular sales in to take care of that. Not a lot, but just a little bit. Taxes, I always put in 10. Deductibles, I want to do at least 60. And this is pretty interesting too because I just had another toilet issue. So I don't know if you guys remember, but a few videos back, I had to replace my toilet. I thought I had to replace my toilet. It was leaking from the tank. I wanted a new toilet anyway. I need to have it a little bit higher up than these older homes have in them. So I did replace it. It was like $400 and something. I wasn't happy about it, but it was good. Got it done. Well, the toilet in the guest bathroom, the one that the girls use, that one started to cut up for the same reason. Just the screws in there in the tank itself were not sealed good, or the screws were rusting over, not sure what, but it was causing a big leak. And then I remembered I'm paying the home warranty service, and I have for like 3 years, and I've never used it. So I went online, reported that in. It was $125 deductible. He came out today, fixed it in less than an hour. We're good to go. So just like I mentioned before, I need to start preparing to have that deductible amount available, not just for dentist appointments, not just for eye appointments, but also for things like this, for the home warranty, or for property things that might happen, or car things that might happen. So I am going to try and maintain the $60 deductible going forward, not just in preparation for when I know I'm going to the doctor, but also just to have it, because I ended up having to pull that $125 from my bills buffer account, which was fine. I had it. But if I had this beefed up, I would not have had to touch that. So I'm going to leave that at 60, and I'm going to hopefully keep it at 60 going forward. So and I want to do 15 for Xerxes. So let's see where we are just with those numbers by themselves. So 300 minus 10 minus 75 minus 60 minus 15 minus 5 equal. I have 135 left. So I want to do 50 in emergency minus 50. That's 85. I want to do 20 in gifts minus 20. That's 65. I want to do 25 in household minus 25. That's 40. 25 car maintenance minus 25. That's 15. And then that's 15 for date night. Okay, minus 15 equals 0. Okay, all right. So those are going to be my numbers for sinking funds for this check. Next, for the buffer, I want to have 25. I want to do 50. So I really want to do 25 for each of the buffer accounts. I have one that's a buffer expense and one that's a buffer bill, especially because I spent $125 out of the bill's buffer. So let's try that. And then savings challenges is 36. But again, my hope is that I will have saved up that 36 myself. And I don't have to worry about using my paycheck for that. So that's a total of 86 for that category. Next, my variable expenses, I decreased. I decreased that amount weekly that I give myself to $320. So that's what I'm going to put here for those 2 weeks. And then together that's $640 as the total. All right. Next, my bills. So took care of tides already. Verizon is $200. Discover. So Discover, I'm supposed to pay $200, but I also know that I have to go out of town. And I'm going home to South Carolina to visit my mom and sister and brother, etc. So I need a little bit of extra money. So Discover is on that 0% interest balance transfer is what I'm paying here, and that's the amount that I moved over from the Best Buy. I did have some credits with the credit card company. So when I initially opened up the Discover account, I had the 0% balance transfer. I transferred over a couple of balances for these Credit One credit cards that I had, but also you could make some purchases and you could get 1% cash back, 2% cash back, whatever the case may be. So I did make some purchases in that time period. And with that, I actually had $61 of cash back, and I just applied it back to the account and to help cover some of the costs so that I can make sure that I paid off that total amount that was due by that 12-month period, when that 12-month period was over. Well, with that, apparently it was an introductory offer. So 12 months later, you actually got the same amount as far as your cash back was concerned again. So back in August, I got another $61.61. And so I went ahead and applied that to my Discover to cover the bill that was due or is due on October the 12th. So that hit my account in August. The $61 hit my account in August. And I just applied that as my payment for my October bill. So with that said, I still want to contribute a little bit here. So I'm going to say $40 instead of the normal $200. So that 61 and that 40 together will be $100. So I will be making, in essence, a $100 payment on my Discover for the October 12th bill. And then I'll need to make sure that I cover that other $100 going forward, because I like to put at least $200 towards the Discover. But for right now, I'm going to leave it at $100 total, and then we'll see where we end up. Okay. Apple Care is $5. AT&T is $93, I think now. I said $25 for water, and gym is $25. And then here you have, I normally would have covered Audible on the 19th, but I have decided to move to Scribed. I think that's how they spell it on the app. So I just signed up for them. I get 30 days for free. After that, it's $12 instead of the $15 that I was paying for Audible. It's still, I was able to find the podcast that I listened to. I was able to see the books that I already had saved as a part of my wish list for Audible. I have them on Scribed. Now, Scribed is a little bit different. It looks like you have like a certain amount of time to read books for free, almost is what it looks like. I'm still reading up on it to understand, but I am moving to Scribed, so I don't have to worry about having this Audible bill. I've removed it from my calendar view, and I'm only leaving it here right now because on the 19th, it should automatically cancel. And this is my notice for me, just to make sure that it does and that they don't hit my account again. So that's the only reason why I'm leaving it here, but it's actually going to be a zero amount for that as far as what's due. So I don't know why I feel like I'm all over the place with this video. 593, 25, 25. So that's 388. Okay. Next is my debt. So Green Sky is 90. Kohl's, I'm going to say 95. And Bridgecrest is 503. All right, now you'll notice that I do have question marks next to Room to Go. So Rooms to Go, I signed up with Rooms to Go. It's on a 0% interest for 12 months. I spent about $2,000 getting den furniture, and they have my minimum payments set at $168, which if you multiply that out, 168 times 12 equals the 2006. So it's the $2,000, right? So the way that they work their minimum payments, if I make the minimum payments over the 12 months, then I'll meet my obligation and I don't have to worry about having to pay any interest, and my balance will be paid off. I have not ordered anything else. I don't plan on ordering anything else. But with that said, I am considering whether or not at the first of the year moving this balance over to the Discover card as well, if that Discover card has another 0% balance transfer offer. And the reason why is I have $200 here that I typically would give, and then I have another $168 here. So almost $400 total that I would have. But in my calculations, if I did it right, if I move this Rooms to Go over to the Discover card in January and I pay them $300 a month, I will pay it the full amount off in the 12 months that would be associated with the room to go. So in essence, I would be paying $300 on the Discover bill to complete the Best Buy. So I'll pay it off faster, because right now I'm only paying $200 a month. And then now going forward, it would be $300 a month. And then for the remaining of the months that are there, I could still keep up the $300 a month, and then I should be able to pay it off in the time allotted. I'm still working on those numbers to make sure that that's right before I actually make this move, which is why I said I was going to wait until January. Not to mention, if I wait until January, I will have made October, November, and December payments. So the amount that's due for Rooms to Go will be less. The amount that's due for Best Buy would be less overall. And so I can manage it a lot better, because these numbers, as far as the total amount due, will be down. It sounds like a lot, because I have a lot going on in my mind around this one. But I will go into more detail about it as a part of my debt payment overview when I close out my month of September. I'll kind of talk through a little bit more what I'm thinking, and maybe have the numbers to show so that it would make more sense. But that is the plan, and that's why you see those question marks next to the Room to Go. So Rooms to Go, 90 plus 95 plus 503 plus 168 equals $856. All right, so my total income is $2,425. Savings is 86. Sinking funds is 300. Variable expenses is 640. Fixed expenses 388, and debt 856. So we'll see where we are. And I feel good about these numbers because, number one, although my income went down, total income that I bring in is going down, I was able to take my sinking funds down. I was able to take my variable expenses down. I am saving from my variable expenses to cover my savings challenges, which should take my savings amount down. I am trying to make some adjustments as needed to make sure that I can cover everything comfortably. But it's a challenge, and it does require consistency and discipline. So there you go. And 388 and 856. It says I have $155 left. I don't believe it. So hold on. 2425 minus 86 minus 300 minus 640 minus 388 minus 856 equals. Okay, so I have $155 left, and I'll be honest, I'm glad about that. Again, I'm going out of town, so who knows whether or not I'm going to need some extra money while I'm out and gone. So my thing is, let that stay there. And if for some reason I need to spend it, it's there. And if I don't, then it'll be a part of the rollover for the next budget that I do. So there you go. Those are my numbers. This video was way longer than I anticipated, but thanks everybody for your time. You guys have a good one.